what an amazing way to go live. We bought a band this time, didn't we?
Wait, what?
We bought a band.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I paid for it out of pocket.
Yeah, amazingly, incredibly expensive band, I might add.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. Really good. They're over there in the corner playing. It's great. You'll notice my nice high ceilings. This is almost ahead of the curve, episode 11, Legion. This is actually a second take, but we won't talk about that right now because that's embarrassing. But
I'm going to talk about it. 3 weeks ago, we did a podcast, and the person who is now in control of it because he didn't trust me ruined it.
hey, I never said I didn't trust you. I just said that it was really annoying that we couldn't just do it live. You know, like, what's that guy's name? Bill O'Reilly?
Okay, we'll do it live.
Exactly. Fuck it, we'll do it live. So that's why we're here doing this live. And we're gonna have this nice little piano thing going on here for a little bit, because I don't feel like turning it off, and I think it will cover up the random noise that's probably gonna be in random backgrounds. Pretty much guaranteed.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, we'll find out, right? So anyway, once again, episode 11, almost ahead of the curve. Should be an absolutely great time because we have a plan, this wonderful plan. I didn't introduce myself. I'm a failure.
I was about to say, wait, who are you?
Well, I'm now Dyes the Druid. I used to be Lotus Petals the Monk. Now I'm Dyes the Druid because I went Druid for the expansion. I do not regret it at all. And with me is my wonderful cohort, the amazing Demon Hunter.
Yenisia, or Yenny, or Laria, or, I don't know, that one person who also talks.
Yeah, I think you go by Leo on Twitter.
Yeah, just
So
pick
we'll
a
go with
name. Yeah, I'll go with whatever.
Most definitely. So, I think the music's just gonna start over again because I didn't hit pause. Oh well. I can just run
our
throughout.
band decided to loop their music for some reason.
Yeah.
That's
See,
weird.
if I had more free music, it would be great, but I just don't. You know, that's just what happens. So anyway, a lot happened. Legion launched. What is this now? A month and 2 weeks or something in at this point?
Something like that.
Yeah, a little later than we wanted to get this out, but it's alright. You know, like I said, I'm playing a Druid, you're playing a Demon Hunter. We changed classes up this expansion, we figured why not. I know I went from being a healer slash tank slash DPS to I'm now just strictly DPSing, or at least now that the first weeks of heroic progression are over, I can DPS. I had to, unfortunately, be everyone's Resto Druid for the first couple weeks, but that's okay. That's what you sign up for when you play a hybrid.
Yeah, I was tanking for everyone the first few weeks too, so...
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a really good time, I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't bad. Demon Hunter tanking is pretty darn fun.
Most definitely. So that brings us into, you know, we know what we're playing now, but something that I don't think anyone really knows is just exactly how expensive raiding can be, especially at the beginning of an expansion. I mean, we went from being, you know, look at Warlords, we had everything incredibly cheap because our garrisons gave us everything. I think flasks were what, like maybe 15, 20 gold near the end? Something like that?
They were really cheap.
Yeah, they got
Although,
super cheap.
A month and a half in, if they don't realize how expensive it is by now, they must be very rich.
Yeah, this must be those people that are actually gold capped, unlike me, who I'm no goblin, so I don't have that.
Yeah, I've been scooting by the skin of my teeth, so...
I've been very fortunate that I leveled up my Death Knight 2nd, which was an Herb Scribe. And Herb Scribe is great. It's wonderful. I probably should have been an alchemist, looking at the prices of all the consumables right now, but herbalism with a Sky Golem and a tank spec, or the bridles, as they would be. Man, they are absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, my second character is also an herbalist and alchemist, but my god, like, you're looking at currently the old war potions when Demon Hunters use are 800 gold each.
Wow.
And you can go through a good 20 of them on a progression night.
Now that I will 100% believe.
It is ridiculous, and it's gotten to the point where, like, I don't pot unless it looks like we're getting closer to the end of progression on a fight.
Well, yeah, once you've learned the fight.
God, it's just so expensive.
Now, I remember the very first week, we actually weren't going to require having the Legion flasks, but then they thought about it and they're like, no, we're going to require flasks for Heroic. Now, I was actually against that because I'm going to be honest with you, Heroic's easy enough that you really don't need those flasks as long as you're playing properly. You really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe your guild didn't require flasks at all, right? Flasks or pots for Heroic?
No, and all flasks are guild provided, but potions are not.
Yeah, potions I can understand. They're so darn expensive, and there's so many different ones you could need, where at least with flasks, there's typically, you know, hey, you need a bunch of strength, a bunch of agi, and a bunch of int, and then, you know, the tanks can fend for themselves. I don't know if they actually want stam, because I'm not playing a tank this expansion.
I'm not sure, actually. I've only done tanking for, like, mythics and stuff, so... Mythic dungeons, that is.
Yeah.
But it's just ridiculous right now. And the reason it happened, according to some people I know, is at the very end of beta, I didn't realize this, but they doubled the cost of every single herb, like, not herb, sorry, potion.
Yeah, all the recipes, they doubled everything.
And then they also massively dropped down the, how much you get per herb. So, you're left with what you have now.
Which wouldn't honestly be all that bad if, like, because I know a bunch of them do have the bonus, like the bonus herb, like the bonus, like, it's like a bonus proc, like on, what are they? The Starlight Rose. You get a withered or like a wretched something or other.
Yeah.
And he pops out and you get like 5 or 6 or so, which that's amazing. But then you've got Fjarnskogl. I'm probably butchering that name, but then again, so is everyone else.
Everything ruins it.
Oh, most definitely. Everything does ruin it. I guarantee it.
Looking at it ruins it. Picking it ruins it. Smelling it ruins it.
Yeah, especially smelling it. That stuff cannot smell good. Have you seen that stuff? It's all wiry and it's got like all these like weird like yellow balls on it. That cannot smell good at all. I've seen Play of Life. I'm a druid. I know these things. That's got to smell terrible. But Fjarnskogl doesn't have that, and it's in one of the most, we'll say, difficult to traverse zones, Stormheim. Because Stormheim is a ton of high mountains, a lot of death drops, so unless you're a demon hunter with glide, or you have a bunch of gliders sitting around, or you just have a really, really efficient route to farm that stuff, it can actually be really challenging, which is probably why that was the most expensive herb, besides Starlight Rose, because, let's face it, 1 per node is bullshit. Sorry, Blizzard, it's bullshit. Fix it.
And then, like, on top of that, like, I mean... When you get alchemy to rank 3 of everything, you start, like, it starts getting less bad for you.
At least you can proc things.
So, yeah, and they proc a lot. I believe like, one of the hunters we have in the guild is an alchemist. And I think he got a 16 proc yesterday.
Yeah, apparently you can proc up to 20 potions, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so someone had to make 20 and he left with 40, so it's like... I mean, can't argue with that. But...
Oh no, definitely not. I actually had one of my guildies make me... I think I had him craft 16 times he crafted, and I ended up with, instead of 16 potions, I got 33 or 34? So I was not complaining. I was super happy that he had that potion, thank goodness, because they were, I believe, 900 gold each, which is pretty restrictive, especially whenever you're not sitting at a very, very large sum of gold, like I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, flasks are actually not as bad right now. They're like 2k each.
Yeah,
and like that.
Actually, today they're a little lower. If you look right now, the Intellect flasks earlier today were sitting at about 1,200 each, so I bought up a bunch. Of course, that could just be somebody dumping extra stock. I know a lot of people have been farming herbs and alch like crazy, trying to bring the price down, which is, you know, it's what people need. You know, we need to have people out there gathering and getting all this stuff and bringing the prices down, because we can't be lazy and sit in our garrisons this Hex pack. So it's working out well. Like, you're actually seeing that happen. I think the next couple of weeks it'll come down a little more, and then 7.1 when we get that Blood of Sargeras trader, I think they're going to tank really hard at that point.
Oh yeah, and thank God they're going to tank, because
yes,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I cannot wait to have it nice and easy.
Like, even if the guild wasn't providing class, I'd be able to afford that. That's not... You're looking at, like, what, 6k a raid night if you raid 3 hours? Which, I mean, it sucks, but...
Yeah, I know for a fact, in our guild for the first couple of weeks, we were looking at it, and I think it was somewhere around if you were actually using potions on every attempt, which I most definitely was not. I was using the Draenor versatility pots because I had a ton of them and a ton of extra mats, and those potions are actually better than a lot of the other potions in the game right now, just because 1500 versatility is a substantial amount. It's obviously not as good as the new potions because they are far and away better than anything ever.
Before they nerfed them, I know Old War was doing about 40% of my damage.
Yep. Absolutely
insane.
Absolutely insane. No cause for that, no reason for that. That's just craziness. But the one thing that really got me was just how incredibly expensive it was. The first week for us, it was, I want to say it was around 30,000 a night in consumables. And that, of course, includes your food, which food prices have tanked very huge recently, which is also, I think it's just a byproduct of people running around in the world so much.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where the consumables, basically, like, that's just been the thing. It's super expensive. Welcome to the Legion economy. Yay, inflation. That's what happens. It's also super easy to make gold right now, too.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like I said, I was able to keep myself afloat. Barely, but I was able to keep myself afloat.
I've actually been able to get myself every week without doing too much farming. I spent maybe an hour or two here or there a couple days a week. And I've gotten myself my game time on one server and on the other server taking care of all my materials. Because I'm actually playing a druid on both Alliance and Horde right now. Please no one shoot me. No one call me a turncoat traitor.
Speaking of shooting people, so Mythic Plus has been around for like 3 weeks.
I don't know what that segue was about, but continue.
I've really been liking Mythic Plus. I haven't done as many as I should have. I think the highest I did was a 9 on week 1. And since then I've done like a 7 and a 5, and that's about it. But I've really been enjoying them.
They have
depending
been a lot
on
of fun.
the affix.
Yeah, some of the affixes are just... Oh, they're just awful. I think this week actually is going to be one of those weeks that's just going to be very, very difficult. I know we have... It's the one where they enrage.
It's Enrage and less healing on the tank.
Yeah, it's Necrotic and the Enrage, which is going to be really hard, and I don't have a key that has, you know, the 3 affixes for getting up there. I think it's to 10 or so when that happens.
And then it's Fortify.
Oh, it's Fortifying? Ugh.
Barrington was actually saying that Fortify is actually probably better than the other one.
Well, Tyrannical would just be straight up awful with these current affixes, so I'm very glad it's not Tyrannical. It's definitely not going to be an easy week for people doing Mythic Plus. This is going to be a rough week. Last week, however, was actually really good. It was actually a very easy week. It was Teeming and Skittish, and I don't know what the higher ones were because I didn't go above a 9 last week. I didn't bother. I was too busy. But man, there is some amazing gear you can get on Mythic Plus, and in a lot of cases, your best in slot gear, if you can even use that phrase anymore, it's coming out of Mythic Plus for me because of the itemization in the Emerald Raid, in the Emerald Nightmare Raid.
And I mean, plus you have your highest chance of getting a Mythic Legendary is actually from Mythic Plus and from Raids. So
yep. Yeah, so I mean, just clearing as much content as possible is the easiest way to get your Legendary, because let's face it, there's no easy way to get that Legendary, so keep grinding.
You
It'll
say
happen
that.
eventually.
You say that. I have 3, though, so...
I have 2. I've gotten 2 on my my main, so... and I actually, 4 days from now, I'll be able to use both of them. I'm thrilled. Cannot wait. I got the Siful's Secret, which is just probably the worst Legendary I could get. Very useless in Raid, but the stats are good. And I got the chess piece for Druid, which is actually pretty damn amazing. It's really solid.
Yeah.
Stats aren't really that great, but the fact that it takes my passives and bumps them up by another 50% from my affinity as well, that's really great when you move. I think it's like 17-something% faster or something ridiculous, or 20-something. It's a lot of speed, it's all I know. And it's really helping me position better as a Boomkin, which... For those of you who don't know, playing Boomkin, it's great. Laser Turkey 2016. Oh, yeah.
I know, like, I got boots that are pretty crappy. I mean, they're at least class boots, but they're pretty crappy. I'm not actually sure if I'll use them over what I have, because I think I have, like, 890 boots with the socket.
Wow,
but
that's pretty good.
I'm pretty lucky. I'm, like, 870 right now.
Wow, I'm sitting at 860 on my Druid right now.
Yeah, so. And then I also got the symbiote belt.
Ooh.
So like over 90%, I do 30% bonus damage. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah. I mean, can definitely get some pretty crazy damage out there. But yeah, Mythic Plus has been great, and you can get through there with pretty much any comp up to about a 5 or 6, I would say. You know, with just the 1 Affix, you can pretty much get through with whatever, as long as you've got at least, you know, 1 AoE stun and people that are good and reliable on interrupts, and obviously just being a little more careful than you might be normally.
Yeah, and as gear, people get gear, like, you'll be bumping that up to like, oh yeah, pretty much any group can do a +8, +9. So
Eventually that will happen. I don't think we're going to see it until probably middle of Nighthold when people start getting their tier bonuses and damage just starts going crazy, but
at
we'll
the moment, I
definitely
would
see
say I'd say like 7.1. Like, just the little bit of gear I've gotten, my damage has skyrocketed. The group's damage has skyrocketed.
Yeah, my damage jumped a lot. I hit about the 30% haste mark this week, and I noticed my DPS jumped by about 30 to 40,000, and I only got about 2% more haste, which is pretty crazy. But now I'm able to stack a little more mastery, which isn't my best stat, but it makes all my empowered spells hit that much harder. So it's kind of just like, you know, you just keep stacking on those stats. It just gets better and better. Imagine that. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? But
Yep.
you know, speaking of, you know, the groups and that, where's your raid group at? What are you guys up to in Mythic? I know you guys started Mythic.
Yeah, we started this week, last week.
Last
We did. Yeah, we got 1 of 7 the first week in Mythic, and then we just killed Elrinth to yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
We had a lot of trouble with her, and we really shouldn't have, but we killed her, so, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely a whole group fight. It's definitely not something that, you know, one particular role can carry you on. There's just a lot going on in that encounter.
Oh, and may I note, okay, if you are a demon hunter on that fight, there is 2 modes you have, right? You have, I didn't get linked with anyone with the web, and now I'm a god, and I'm top of the meters every single pull. And you have, I got linked both times, and so I'm literally the 13th rank right now.
Whoa.
And I was the first one every single pull, except for our kill.
It was weird. My sound just kind of cut out there. I don't know why.
Oh,
well,
is it still going?
no, it's back now. I don't know what happened there. It was
Weird.
weird. So, yeah, my raid is, we're sitting at 1 of 7 Mythic. They got the first boss down last week. I actually wasn't there for it, unfortunately. I was watching, but I wasn't there. I wasn't feeling the greatest. I actually went to bed early that night. Really unfortunate when you get sick during progression, but on the bright side, the guild got it. I'll be in this week. I'll get to do that, and I'll get to go do progression on a boss I really, really, really want to kill, which is, of course, Spider-Bird.
Yeah, Spider-Bird is, God, that Spider's such an asshole as a DPS, or as a demon hunter.
Oh, I believe it.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the little web of pain or whatever that links 2 people together and you have to stay close together, it adds an extra feature to that where if anyone runs into it, they get knocked back and take damage. I'm a momentum demon hunter. I have to dash around all the time. And so now there's
Wow.
just like, there's this web that just flies around everywhere.
So I just noticed something.
But
So the GIF that I made, you can see my mouse cursor popping into the screen and then popping out of it. And I just noticed it now. We've been broadcasting now for like 20 minutes. And I just noticed that it's doing that, which means everybody who's going to watch this after the fact is going to go, hey, look at that mouse cursor. What the hell is that? What is that doing? I didn't even notice that happened, so I'm really sorry.
Why didn't you hide your mouse cursor?
Well, here's the thing. I made the GIF through
My God,
through
the
Gyazo.
amateur.
I know, I'm such an amateur. Oh, how long has this been going on? Oh my goodness.
What is this, amateur hour?
It must be. I'm going back to the still. Forget this. So
You go and you accidentally corrupt one of our game files, not game files, our podcast, and now you use like voodoo to
it's a
show
sad
everyone your
day.
mouth.
It's a sad day. On the bright
Yeah, but-
side, we do have this great music.
That is true. That's
Yes.
true.
That awesome band we hired. High five, guys. They're busy playing. They can't high five me. I'm also growing a beard. Just thought you should know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we know where our raids are. What else were we going to talk about here? Because we got to our last point already, and we had something else we were going to talk about, but I don't remember.
I mean, I can continue to rant about Elrinth.
I
I could rant all day.
I'm sure you could. You go for it. What's the worst part of that fight?
No, I already told you the worst part. The stupid beam, and I dash around doing my DPS thing, which I have to do to not be garbage, and I'm just knocking people down, knocking people off cliffs. I'm just like,
man.
oh god.
That is the worst.
Our hunter thought I kept getting hit by the tank knockback and told me to be more careful and to stop standing on the tanks, and I'm like, I'm not, I didn't do anything.
I'm really not, I promise.
Anyway,
rough.
yeah, we killed it. And I remade the banner for our guild.
Excellent.
There's a little banner at the bottom of our kill shots.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it got lost in time, so I fixed it and remade it. It looks pretty much exactly the same.
Now, considering you made that, I almost want to go look at it now, because considering, and I'm actually going to put this up here if I still have it, this is what our original logo looked like. So everyone can see that. You can see it was our Larian Lotus Petals. That was the amazing art skills we had. Now you see that one.
It's worth noting, the only arty thing is like literally not made by me. I'm pretty sure it's made by Sunny.
Okay.
There's a link if you want to look at it.
Oh, there's a link. Oh, there's a link involved. All right, let's look at this link. I'm going to hit this link. Oh, okay, it's text. All right, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and the little grass at the bottom.
Oh, and the bear.
Yeah.
God, I love that thing. It's so awesome. Now, where are you at on this picture here? I'm going to actually save this image and throw it in here.
Pretty much right in the middle. Like, just right of Airy, who's getting rainbowed.
Ah, I see. Alright, I'm going to put this in here so everybody can see it.
So I got a question for you. Like,
Sure.
You've done all the fights, right?
Yeah, I've done every fight so far.
Is there any fight that you... Well, I'll just ask this. What's your favorite fight and your least favorite fight?
Oh, man. Alright, so my favorite fight by far is most definitely Cenarius, just because there's so much going on, and I love the fact that there's... I think it's, yeah, there's Twisted Sisters. I'm a D. Snyder fan. So, there's Twisted Sisters, there's, Treants, there's Malfurion, there's everything I love about Druids in that fight. So I really enjoy that. The fight that I really just don't like at all is Il'gynoth, only because it is 100% predictable. Everything is on a set timer, and I just find that fight very boring. It's also very difficult to heal, and I just find it very annoying that it was literally just all spike damage, if there was damage at all, and I don't care for those kind of fights.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you say that. I mean, Cenarius is 100% predictable, too.
It is, however, people can screw it up and cause different things to happen, and
like
you actually have...
melee.
Yes, I mean, the nice thing is you also have control over what happens there. You can pick if you want to make the fight harder or easier based on, which thing you're purifying. In Il'gynoth, it's, okay, so in a couple seconds you've got Dark Glare tentacles popping up. Okay, now you've got Corruptor tentacles. Okay, in 12 seconds you've got the Big Ad. In a couple seconds you've got more Destructor tentacles or something. Like, you know exactly what's going to happen, and there's no way to control it, and that bores the hell out of me.
So, my most favorite so far is actually Xavius. I like the single target fight, and it's not like Ursoc where it's single target, but like dumb single target.
Right.
Like the main thing in Ursoc is just, okay, even group, step in the middle. Okay, odd group, step in the middle. Okay, even group, But Xavius, like, it changes pull to pull. And it's really nice when you get to go inside and you get 3 metamorphoses.
Oh, that is pretty
sweet.
Cool. Yeah, I actually enjoyed on that fight getting to go ahead and hit my Incarnation. I think I got to use it 4 times in that fight, our first kill. And that was awesome. That was so cool, because I got to use it, the second we entered combat. I got tossed in the first group, and by the time I got out of the first group, I popped it right before I got corrupted in the dream. And then I came back out, and it was up again. So that was really cool. And then by the time the second group came out, then I got to use it again. and it was so awesome. Like I used it so many
Yeah,
times.
I know on one of the pulls, I popped it like Metamorphosis and all my cooldowns while under the like was it 100% damage boost, 150%, something crazy. I think I hit like 900k for a solid 30 seconds. It was pretty cool.
That is pretty awesome. That is really awesome, actually. Oh man. So
My least favorite's Elrinth, Spider Bird.
yeah, I can definitely see why.
Yeah, I mean, if I get RNG'd, I can't do anything. I can't dash around. I can't AoE. So,
Seems miserable. That seems like a generally miserable fight for melee. I can definitely see it. Oh man, so I'm not sure what exactly we're going to be doing on our next episode here. Would love some suggestions from the fan base, whoever
let's
they
get some
are.
strippers.
Strippers?
Night Elf strippers, yeah.
Night Elf strippers. Okay, I'm in. Let's do that. Yeah, we can add them. Band, why'd you stop playing? Come on, get back in here. Jeez, lazy.
Gee, you're not getting a tip.
Nope, they're not getting a tip. However, one of the best things we could do is get ourselves some strippers to go with the band, and then maybe a backdrop, and then maybe someone can get to see what you look like.
I don't know. I put up a selfie, but I think that's
is
as
on
far
your
as I'm
Twitter.
going. Yeah, it is on my Twitter. I don't remember my Twitter.
Oh my! Well, I'll be sure I link it in
Leo-
the description
okay.
below once this gets uploaded to YouTube, which will be in about half an hour after we're done with this, which will be pretty cool. Then we can
Yay.
both share it on our respective Twitters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Leo,
Well,
thanks.
with that done, I guess that'll go ahead and wrap up this episode here. I thank you everybody so much for watching. Check out that sweet gift with the mouse pointer. There it is. You know you love it. And this has been your buddy Dies the Druid. And the wonderful Leah Wolfaface? Is that actually
Leah,
what
what's
your
your face?
Leah
Yes.
Wolfaface? Yeah, that is your Twitter handle. So we will see you
That
guys
is a mouth.
next time. That is a mouthful.
Bye.
Bye bye.